Lesson 75, we're going to look at factorable denominators. And so we have an equation right here, x plus 3 over x squared minus x minus 6 minus 3 over 3 minus x. You could do this, it doesn't matter what you do first. I'll go ahead and do this problem by factoring out the trinomial first. Because what we're going to need to do is find a least common denominator and be able to solve. That's all you're really going to do here. So how can we factor this trinomial? Does anything multiply to be negative 6 and add up to be negative 1? Yeah, what factors of 6 we got? Well, if we do x minus 3 and x plus 2, that would be negative 6, and then negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So that is that factored. And then over here we have negative 3 over 3 minus x. Well, I want the x to be first, so I'm going to write it as negative x plus 3. So we just switch those. And what we are going to do is what all these do is add a little sign change to them. So we got a negative 3 and a negative x. Well, I like this to be positive. I like the x to be positive. So if you remember with sign changes, you can always change 2 out of the 3 signs and have the same exact number or whatever. So if I change my 2 negatives to positives, saying plus 3 over x, and change the positive to a negative, that is okay. That is within the rules of Algebra 2. And so you can always change 2 out of the 3 signs and have the same equation. And now from here, what you notice is that we have x minus 3 and x minus 3. And so that makes our least common denominator a little bit easier. So our least common denominator is obviously going to be x minus 3 times x plus 2. We're okay over here. We already got the least common denominator. Over here, we need to multiply by x plus 2 over x plus 2. So we get, once we do that, we have x plus 3, talking about the numerator, plus we have to distribute 3x plus 6. And then on the bottom, we just keep our denominator of x minus 3 times x plus 2. And we simplify. X plus 3x is 4x. 6 plus 3 is 9. And all that is over your denominator. And that's really all there is to it. They may add a little, wrinkle in here or there, trying to make it a little bit more difficult, but that is the principle. Factor, change signs to get that x positive.